Johnson. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. This fielded at the 2. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Cousins now on 2nd down. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
On to tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's going to fire one deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, It was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there
because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
Now a second down throw for Kaiser. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. On play action, Kaiser. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Third and long for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Kaiser to throw it. He's got Fuller. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Kaiser. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Eric Kendricks able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this score will stay right where it is. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Lets it fly for Thielen. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 43 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second down, Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Yeah, that's third down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now a play fake here on first down. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
On 3rd and 1, here's Kaiser. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Ohio!
They go play action here on first down. Kaiser hit, and he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Throwing. Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And a little floater there is incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Able to power through. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the pursuit that time was absolutely top-notch. He was looking to try and turn upfield somewhere. Kept trying to find a place. Somewhere never showed up.
Off the play fake, Kaiser. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Eric Kendricks coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, Kaiser. Kaiser hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
That's taken on the 25. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there. You've given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Kaiser. And he checks this one down to Williams. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Kaiser now on 2nd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. On third down, Kaiser. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Kaiser on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A 2nd down throw now for Kaiser. Looking deep for Adams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. First down, Kaiser. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Michael Brockers with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Let's go.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Vikings on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Throwing is Cousins. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd down, Kaiser. And he rifles one incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Kaiser from the gun on 3rd. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Cousins now. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, this is Cook. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now Cousins. Now, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now the Packers going to take another timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 7. 12 yards on the return that time, and out will come the offense as they take over. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the head.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Kaiser now to throw on first down. He's going to wind up and air it, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Will Fuller in the final seconds of the first half, and the Packers add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Cousins on first down. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, wide open, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a second down throw for Kaiser. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Third and short yardage, Kizer. It finds his target, Fuller. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Kizer now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Kizer now from the 50. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Going deep for Diggs. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points scored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Come on, let's go.
3rd and long for Kizer. And this is going to be incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Taking it about the 16. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept their minute by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary can really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. It's complete to Fuller. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Play fake, Kaiser. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, a 22.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? They sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 44 yards.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Will Fuller, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Elsewhere, second half action at Heinz Field. And we're seeing an extension of the lead by the Jags. They're up pretty big. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. He finds an opening past the 40. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And now running right through it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to the end.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Nick Perry in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more. The Vikings on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They go play action. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Vic Beasley in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Price. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
1st down. Here's Cousins. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Nick Perry in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Cousins now on 2nd down. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And he puts it through. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Uses the spin. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Kaiser. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And got his man complete. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. And even 40 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. And they'll run it here. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38. Ohio. Ohio. Hey.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, as the defense rallies quickly after the nice move. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Come on, let's go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.